welcome back everyone to the video series dedicated to CBS's Big Brother Season 22 All-Stars. Now, just like my previous videos, the first part of this video is going to be a review and recap of what we saw on the most recent episode of Big Brother, and then I'll give a hand signal going into live feed updates. So let's start off where last episode left off, and that was Christmas winning HOH for the week. Winning is a loose term at this point. I feel as though that she was just handed the HOH. She didn't do a whole lot except not get the answers wrong when Memphis and Davon were up against her. And after the HOH and eviction, Cody, Danny, and Nicole are pissed. They are very upset with how Kaser's eviction speech went down. They are upset about how the HOH situation and knockout went down, so now they're having to do damage control. Cody is talking to Davon about his reasoning why he picked her and Kevin early on, and then when he left the room, you could tell that Davon was just not having it, and I loved it. I applauded it on my TV. Now, all week leading up to the eviction and the HOH comp, Danny and Nicole had been planting seeds about Davon this whole week, to where once Christmas won HOH, she pretty much had it set in her brain that she wanted to put up Davon and Bailey, and even Enzo up in the HOH bedroom was putting up and talking about like emotional players and named Davon, Bailey, and Nicole, and then both Christmas and Enzo were talking about how wary they were of Danny and how she's being manipulative and just kind of like floating around the house and talking bad about everyone. So that's everyone on their radar list at the moment. Now let's go into the meat of this episode, and that is the Big Brother basement. This is the new twist. This is the new room, and this room holds 3 powers. What you have to do is walk around in pitch darkness, and you have to find these icons and put them in the podium. If you're the first person to do that, you secure a power. I'm not a huge fan of these competitions where you have to walk around in like pitch darkness. To me, I would be absolutely terrible at this. So to me, watching these people do this is just really, really terrible. But walking around this one, David is actually the first one to secure a power. He secures the disruptor power, and what that can do is he can anonymously save a person nominated, and they'd be safe for the week, like the whole week. They can't be backdoored or anything, and he can use it on himself for the next 3 weeks. He can use this power. The next one to secure a power is Danny. She won the replay power. This allows the HOH to play in back-to-back weeks. She can use this on Christmas this week or the next 2 weeks, and she can use it on herself as well. And finally, Christmas won the blocker power. It's good for the next 3 weeks. After the veto is played, but before the renom is named, she can stand up and announce that she's using the blocker power, and then pick somebody to make sure that they cannot be put up on the block. She can either use it for herself or somebody that she wants to keep safe. Now, after the Big Brother basement, we get a few more scenes. One is Danny's talking with Bailey about the tension between the 3 of them, which is Danny, Bailey, and Davon. And Bailey talks about how she heard from a source that Danny was looking to target Davon and Bailey. Danny is, of course, denied, but Bailey doesn't give out her source. When she comes to Tyler and Enzo talking about her talk with Danny, Tyler gets instantly scared and frustrated that this will blow up his game, and why did she say anything in the first place? Bailey gets upset. She goes to the love room where she's talking to Davon. Tyler shows up. They're trying to talk to each other about how they all have each other's backs, but this conversation is going nowhere. They're all annoyed with each other by the end of this conversation, and then we fast forward to the nomination ceremony where Christmas nominates Davon and Bailey and gives out some excuses about how, oh, Bailey said you or her untouchable, and that's why I'm putting you up together, blah, 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 blah. That is it for this episode of Big Brother. What did you think about it? Let me know that in the comment section. But now I'm heading over to the live feed updates, and we're going to be starting off with the veto players and talking about veto. So if you don't want to hear any spoilers, click off of the video now, but let's go into the veto players. The players playing in veto are Christmas, Bailey, Davon, Danny, Ian, and Nicole. This is the reward and punishment veto competition where you're gonna have to do a task. If you're the person that comes in last in a round, you are eliminated and you have to go pick a prize. And normally the first prize is the veto, and then there's like some punishments and rewards as the thing goes on, and you can switch out for the veto or a reward or anything you want to. So with that being the case, here are the results. Danny won the slop pass, Nicole got a slopitard, Bailey received the triathlete punishment, Devon won $5,000, and Christmas won the veto. Now, as this week has progressed, there's been two major players in this game this week, and it is Tyler and Devon. Now, since being put up on the block, Devon has been working overtime on Christmas, Danny, and Nicole, really trying to work in good with them to where maybe she can be saved this week, whether in the votes or with the veto. Now, Tyler's game has been getting blown up this week as of late, as the news came out that he was the one that told Bailey and Devon that Danny was coming for him, and now Danny can't trust Tyler whatsoever. And Tyler's can feel the tension from Danny, and he confides in Enzo and Cody that, hey, I feel as though that next week Danny is not going to trust me and want to backdoor me. Cody tells Danny this, and now Danny is like, well, if he thinks that, he's going to take a shot at me. And there's this whirlwind happening within the committee, within all these alliances, and now Danny wants to take a shot at Tyler sooner rather than later. Heck, she would rather do it this week. She trusts Christmas a whole lot more than she does Tyler. And so there's a lot of stirring up going on. Tyler is getting kind of frustrated with this game. He's not having a good time. He hates all the lying. He hates all the deception. He hates all the stress and tension that there is within the house, to where he goes up to Bailey and Devon the other day or yesterday and says that he is sorry about everything that went on. He apologizes and then says that he knows that they're here for a bigger reason and that they deserve better in this game, and that he's going to go up to Christmas and tell her to use the veto on one of them, and then she wants to be put up on the block. And so he goes up to the HOH bedroom talking to Christmas about everything and all the plans, and Danny realizes that he's been up there for 2 hours and she can't trust him. So what she thinks is happening is that Tyler is up there talking to Christmas about using the veto on either Bailey or Devon, taking them off, and then putting up Danny in a backdoor option. Realistically, it's the opposite. He wants to be put up on the block, and Christmas, you can tell, does not want to do this. She trusts Tyler a whole lot. They get done talking in the HOH bedroom. She tells Tyler to sleep on it and to let her know what he decides in the morning. She will respect what he wants to do, but she just does not like it. She goes down and talks to Danny, and Danny is like freaking out, wanting to know everything. Like, oh, I know he's bad-mouthing me and he's throwing me under the bus. And Christmas is like, no, that's not what happened at all. And Danny's like, don't lie to me. And there's a lot talking between them two. And you can tell Danny wants Tyler gone, but Christmas really doesn't want to use the veto and put Tyler in any danger whatsoever. But that is it for what's going on in the Big Brother house. We're going to have the veto ceremony later today, and we're going to see whether Christmas is going to use it on Devon, take her down and put Tyler up, or if Tyler's going to have a change of mind, or if Christmas is going to go rogue and not use the power of veto at all, or maybe use it and put up somebody completely different. We're going to have to wait and see. But what do you think is going to happen with the veto? Let me know that in the comment section below. What do you think about the episode in general? What do you think about her nominations? Let me know anything and everything you have to say about this down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. While you're down there, hit that like and subscribe button. I'll be back really soon with more Big Brother content, more challenge content, more content in general. But until then, peace.